What's going on YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and our midseason college football predictions continue with Virginia Tech. This is the final team we're going to do in the ACC. Going to do Notre Dame coming up a little bit later, and then we'll do the rest of the ACC teams on Friday when we go through the rest of the teams and do our ACC championship predictions. So this is what I had for Virginia Tech preseason. We missed the West Virginia game. I had them losing that game, and then Clemson had them losing that game. Got that one right. So so far we've only missed one game. And, you know, that one really could have gone either way. So I think I'm doing pretty good, at least so far. So let's move ahead now to the second half of the schedule. And North Carolina coming in, this is not going to be a tough game at all. I think Virginia Tech will roll in this game. You're looking at a schedule in the second half that plays out pretty nicely. Georgia Tech, we're not 100% sure, you know, how good that team is going to be. And then Miami, that's the big game. So Virginia Tech and Miami both have really easy schedules the second half of the season, and I think that Virginia Tech-Miami game is going to probably determine the division and possibly, you know, again, possibly a playoff spot. So yeah, there you go. I've got them beating North Carolina. Duke will not be an easy game. Duke is a team that's going to fight. We've seen that already this season. They play tough in every single game, including, you know, even against Miami. They played them tough. So I think that'll be a close game, but playing at home, I think Virginia Tech has the edge in that one, and they do win this game as well. So after a bye week, a couple of easy games, North Carolina and Duke. Hopefully they don't look ahead, because if they look ahead to that next game, they could slip up there against Duke. But let's talk about that next game. At Miami, based off of you know, my gut feeling, I think that the winner, if Clemson falls to NC State, as I've predicted, they may not, but if they do, I think the winner of this Virginia Tech-Miami game will win the ACC championship, and I'm giving away some of my predictions there. And I think that they have a very, very good shot to get to the playoffs, especially Virginia Tech. Well, really both of them. I think both of them do with a pretty good non-conference game. They would have the game against West Virginia. Miami would have the game against Notre Dame. So the schedule is not tough, not too tough, but it's tough enough, I think, that with one loss, an ACC champion would get in. Even if they're out of the Coastal Division. So, anyways, Miami, I do have winning this game. We've already talked about it on my Miami predictions. It's on the road there, so I like the Hurricanes to pull it out, but it could really go either way. I think that's going to be a huge game. I mean, probably the biggest game as far as implications go, maybe of all the games this season. So I've got them. I'm still going to stick with my original predictions here and have them losing to Georgia Tech as well. You know, that's two tough road games in a row. I think if they beat Miami, I think they beat Georgia Tech. So I think, you know, I think they either win both or they lose both. And that's just kind of how I feel about it. So I don't know. For now, we're going to say they lose those two games, but could very easily maybe beat Georgia Tech, even if they do lose to Miami. Pittsburgh's next. They're terrible. That should be an easy win. And then they finish things up with Virginia. Virginia on the road, that's going to be a little bit tricky. I don't think it's going to be, you know, a real easy win, but I do think Virginia Tech wins that game on the road. That could be a good one. That could be one that, you know, you have to watch out for. Could be an upset. You never really know. It looks like I forgot to color that one in. So, but I do have them beating Virginia. So originally preseason I had them at 8-4, 5-3 in the conference, and the big change here is the overall record. I had them at 8-4. Because of that win over West Virginia, that's really the only thing that's going to change. So I still have them at 5-3 in the conference, 9-3 now overall. But I'm telling you, Virginia Tech fans, you know, it's tough to win 11, 12 games. I do think this team has the potential to be a playoff team. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think they have that potential. It could really go either way, and I think it comes down to that Miami game. I think the winner of that one has a really, really good shot to get in the playoffs if Clemson loses to NC State. Now, if they have to face Clemson in the ACC championship and Clemson is rolling back to how we saw them play earlier in the season, then, yeah, I think Clemson will represent the ACC. But I like Miami or Virginia Tech over NC State if that's how it plays out. So we'll see what happens. It could be a crazy finish. There will probably be upsets, and everything will probably get messed up here in my predictions. That's usually the way it goes. But go ahead and leave your comment down below. What do you think for Virginia Tech? What will the final record be? Who do you have in that Virginia Tech-Miami game? It's going to be a big one, I'm telling you. But that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.